DC Style Files. Hi, welcome to DCTV. I'm DC. First of all, I would like to acknowledge that I'm hosting this on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. You might be tuning in from other parts of Australia. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands where you may be joining me today. I pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I'm DC. Welcome. If you're a regular viewer of the DC Style Files, you may know me, DC. But who is DC? Hi, this is DC from the DC Style Files. This is DC from the DC Style Files. Hi, this is DC. Hi. Hello. I'm DC, host of the video fashion blog, the DC Style Files. I used to not be interested in fashion, but now fashion is my life. I'm a blogger, designer, and model, and people come to me for fashion help. The first piece I ever designed was turning a t-shirt into a tank top. What you do is you push up the sleeves like this, and that's how you make a tank top out of a t-shirt. And that got me started on my journey of fashion. Since then, my sewing skills have improved. I'm known for colourful creations, bold silhouettes, shimmery sequins, and getting out there with my personal branding and fun fashion choices. And I'm never seen without my sunglasses. My viewers pose fashion dilemmas to me, and I answer every question. And then tuck the tie into your shirt. I don't have a fashion background, but I answer the questions in the best way I can using my DIY skills. I present my solutions as episodes of the DC Style Files. I've done over 100 episodes to date and solved just as many fashion dilemmas. I don't always make items from scratch. I do a lot of repurposing of existing items. It's my philosophy to only use clothes or fabric that have been given to me by friends or found on the street during curbside collection. I use my own DIY skills to repurpose these items into new creations. Hopefully the DC Style Files can encourage a new way, where we recycle items to make practical but stylish fashion. I encourage my viewers to develop their own DIY skills, and be their own stylist. To see all the episodes of the DC Style Files, check out my website at thedcstylefiles.com, or the DC Style Files on YouTube and Instagram. Or drop by the HQ in Brunswick to watch the latest video playing in the window. Also, if you have a fashion dilemma, get in touch with me. I'll do some research and get back to you in a video. Hi, this is the DC Style Files. You're speaking to DC. What fashion dilemma can I solve for you today? So welcome to DCTV. So in the past, I uploaded videos to YouTube about fashion and ones that were answering fashion dilemmas. So that was the old DC Style Files, but the new DCTV is going to be a new format. It's every Monday night, 9 p.m, up late, talking textiles, talking fashion, and answering fashion dilemmas while live streaming on YouTube. So this is the first one of the DCTV, and I'll be back every Monday night, 9 till 10. That's the new format. So everything will be happening live, and I'll be answering fashion dilemmas and talking about fashion. So here in the studio tonight, I've got 8 Yorks is the band playing. They'll be playing weekly on DCTV. Hi 8 Yorks, how you going? Hi, DC. Hi. Got some musical treats for us tonight, 8 Yorks? Great, that sounds amazing. I know that 8 Yorks is going to be playing the DC Star Files theme tune at some point. That's, of course, a song that is originally written by the Formaldehydes, and the song was Dirty Dancer, and that's become the theme tune for the DC Style Files. I've also got a live audience tonight. Let's go to the live audience. There they are. Hello, how you going?
Good.
Good, that's great. Did you travel from far tonight?
Just the other street.
Okay, oh that's good. And you're here for the fashion?
Yes.
Great.
Big fan. Big.
Well, thanks for joining us live in the studio. That's fantastic. Okay, yeah, so that's the setup, the new format, late night talk about fashion, late night textiles, the house band 8 Yorks, and live studio audience. If you've joined, if you're watching live, thanks for joining us. I'm just going to go to a quick ad, and then I'll be back in a second. DC has arrived. Welcome everybody to DCTV. Thank you for joining live. He's rolling in the A-listers. He'll do any interview. What have you found out about the world of fashion this week?
Stay tuned for Kenneth's Corner.
And it's all happening live on YouTube. Let's make some clothes. DCTV starring DC. Monday nights at 9 PM live on the DC Style Files YouTube channel. Thank you, and we're back. So this show is also, on this DCTV, I'm going to be solving fashion dilemmas for viewers. So if you have a fashion dilemma, you should get in touch with me on social media or in the chat room. I'll be going to the chat room a bit later. Or you can contact me on YouTube. So it could be a small fashion dilemma or a large one. Big or small, I answer every fashion dilemma. Just let me know. So I'm just going to go to a quick video. This is going to be just going to show you how to ask a fashion dilemma. So if you have one, just the process. Hi, I'm DC from the DC Style Files fashion blog. DC Style Files DCTV is your chance to ask me a fashion dilemma and watch as I get to work solving it. Do you have a fashion dilemma? Here's how to ask one. Number 1, you can watch me live on DCTV, and if you have a YouTube account, you can chat to me via the chat function and tell me your fashion dilemma. Number 2, get in contact with me on social media like my Instagram account or through my website. I'm looking forward to receiving your fashion dilemmas. Welcome back. Yeah, so that's the process of asking a fashion dilemma if you have one. So contact me via YouTube or get in touch with me on social media. Tell me about your fashion dilemma in the chat. However it happens, just get in touch with me. I might not be able to solve the fashion dilemma instantly on DCTV, but I'll have a think about it and probably get back to you the next week or maybe the week after that. I'll come back with a solution for you to your fashion dilemma. If you're wondering what sort of fashion dilemmas you might want to ask, a couple of example fashion dilemmas. So for example, Jermaine asked me a fashion dilemma. He said that he liked to wear thongs all the time, and he asked my help for any tips on wearing thongs to formal occasions. So I made this pair of thongs as a fashion solution for him, for something that he can wear on formal occasions. So I've chosen some black thongs here and some crisp white socks to go with the thongs. And then on this one I've got a bow tie, and on this one I've got a top hat, a little top hat there. So that's that was how a suggestion of how to solve Jermaine's fashion dilemma of how to wear thongs everywhere, even at formal occasions. Another fashion dilemma that I was asked was by Rachel. She had to wear a neck brace. She hurt her neck. And she was a little bit shy about wearing the neck brace and asked me how to rock a neck brace, if I had any advice on how to rock the look. So what I did for Rachel is that I made this neck brace. I made a more flamboyant version of the neck brace. And that's an example of how I solved Rachel's fashion dilemma. An example of how you can rock a neck brace. It doesn't need to be it can be the standout item of fashion in your outfit. But you might not have a fashion dilemma. Maybe you just want me to look into a topic, like some sort of fashion topic. For example, Lyndon asked me to explore the topic of skirts. In an episode, I explored the topic of skirts, and I made this pair of skirts as an example for Lyndon and part of my exploration. It's a skirt and some shorts attached to the skirt, coming together to make a pair of skirts. So a skirt plus shorts is skirts. So that's what I have experimented with. And in the episode, I explored all different types of skirts, and I made this pair of skirts for Lyndon. So whether or not you have a fashion dilemma, maybe you don't have a fashion dilemma, maybe you just want me to explore a topic. In that case, just let me know the topic and I'll look into it. So that's some examples of fashion dilemmas that you might have, that you might want me, or topics that you might want me to explore. Every week on this show, I'm going to solve a fashion dilemma. This week, I haven't had a fashion dilemma sent to me, but I had my own fashion dilemma. And that was, what was I going to wear tonight on DCTV? I wanted to wear something with a bit of glitz and glamour for this showbiz occasion, but I wasn't sure what to wear on late night TV. So that's the fashion dilemma for this week, is what to wear on DCTV. Now, some of you might remember that I had an Atelier coat that I wore previously during my House of Fashion at the Fringe Festival. And this is the Atelier coat that I made. Now, an Atelier coat is it's something that they wear in the fashion houses, like House of Dior or Chanel, and it's basically something that the makers wear while they're making outfits, and it looks a bit like a lab coat, and it's called an Atelier coat. And so I wanted to have, because I'm like a fashion house as well, and I wanted to have my own Atelier coat or lab coat, so I made this one. And normally the fashion house has their logo on the Atelier coat, and normally it's one colour, white, a lab coat, but I like to express myself with a bit of colour, so I made my logo out of using colours, and I made the lab coat or the Atelier Coat out of using colours. And anyway, so my Atelier Coat has come back for DCTV. I've just added a little bit of sparkle on top of the Atelier Coat. Let's have a look. So this is the original Atelier Coat, the one that I wore in the House of Fashion. It's very practical, it's good for working in, and then I've just taken a bit of some sparkly pockets and added them. I've updated the coat with a bit of glitz and glamour, added some sequins on the inside of the collar, and just all the trimmings. I've added some sequins for the... and that's how I solved my fashion dilemma of what I was going to wear on DCTV. Here I'm just replacing the pockets, making them a bit more shiny. And that's fashion dilemma solved for myself. Thank you, thanks. Yeah, so that's fashion dilemma solved. Okay, now I can see that there's a lot of action in the chat room, but I'll be coming to the chat room in a little bit and responding to some of your messages there. But what we've got next is something quite exciting, and I just want to announce a new segment on this show. Some of you may remember, if you've watched DC Style Files before, you might remember Kenneth. He's one of the staff at DC Style Files HQ. He works with the DC Style Files. And Kenneth is joining us tonight. So I'm just going to go and let's get Kenneth up. Hi, Kenneth.
Hi, DC.
Thanks for joining us on the DCTV, Kenneth.
Thanks, DC. I'm excited to be part of the new format.
I'm loving your new outfit, Kenneth. I love the sparkle, the coat that you've got. I love the sparkly bow tie. Looking fabulous.
Thanks, DC. I made this look especially for the premiere of DCTV. I added a bit of showbiz glamour to a pre-existing outfit. I have to say, you're looking fab too, DC.
So, Kenneth, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what Kenneth's Corner is going to involve?
Sure. I joined the team in 2019. I've helped DC out on quite a few episodes. I'm known for experimental fashion, streetwear, and helping address some of the smaller, but not any less important fashion dilemmas. You might remember me from different episodes such as Future Fashion, where I trialed a fabric of the future and wore a shirt made out of recycled corn husk. Edible Fashion, where I wore some trousers made of lettuce. Summer Suit, where I styled this warm weather suit option. You can head straight from the office to the beach in this summer suit, no need to get changed. And Teleconferencing Fashion. Here I'm demonstrating how you can do a Zoom work call without changing out of your pajamas. On Kenneth's Corner, I'm going to be exploring a different fashion issue regularly. I'll be doing some research and informing viewers of different fashion trends and concepts. Whether it's formal wear, workwear, regal wear, gym wear, or casual weekend looks, I'll be covering all aspects of the fashion world from my unique perspective.
Wow, that sounds so exciting, Kenneth. I can't wait. That sounds amazing. Thanks for joining us. I'm looking forward to seeing more episodes of Kenneth's Corner.
Thanks, DC. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Yeah, so great. That's a pretty exciting new segment on DCTV, Kenneth's Corner. So DCTV, it's going to be different segments, different guests possibly, and music definitely. I'm going to go into the chat room and see what's happening here. I've had a few messages from different, some people. Let's have a look. So, Jamie, so excited for DCTV. David says hi. Hi, DC. Bad Teeth 69. Hi, DC. Hi, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for your nice comments. So yeah, if you're logged into YouTube, you can join the chat room. I believe you need a YouTube account, and then you can join us and make some comments. Popovich, thanks for joining us, Popovich. Popovich says loving the new format, DC. Katniss. Katniss, what's the hardest dilemma so far you've ever faced? That's a good question, Katniss. The hardest dilemma I've ever faced. They're all quite difficult at first, and then I think about them, and then after a little while, they make a solution comes up, and so far I've had quite a good success rate. I think I've solved every fashion dilemma so far. Let me think about this. What's the hardest dilemma you've ever faced? I'll come back to that question, I think. Nada says, hi DC, and says hi to 8 Yorks. Lyndon, loving the Scorch solution. Well, that was your question, Lyndon. You asked about Scorch quite early on in the DC style files. JV, I think. Hi DC, I have a fashion dilemma because I keep losing keys, mobile, Mikey card, and wallet in big handbags. How can I use, what clothes can I use? How can I solve this problem? JV is asking. So the problem is losing keys, mobile, Mikey card, etc. In big handbags. And JV wants to know if their clothes, if they can use fashion to solve this problem. I'm sure that it's possible to use clothes to solve this fashion. Thanks for joining, JV, and thanks for asking me this fashion dilemma. I think this is maybe not a question that I'm going to solve straight away coming up with an answer, but I think I'll get back to you if that's okay and come up with a solution for you. Something that, maybe instead of a handbag, we do something else, and your clothes can function to stop you losing your keys, mobile, Mikey card, etc. Thank you for asking the dilemma. I'll have a think about it and get back to you next week, maybe, or the week after. Linton says, I'm moving to Melbourne. How do I turn my thin cotton-based clothes into something warmer? That's also a good question, Lyndon. I also had that problem when I moved from a warmer climate to a colder climate, and I have got a few ideas for you because I also had to do that same process. So thank you for asking, and I'll also get back to you with an answer to that one next week or the week after. I'm thinking maybe, well, if you've got thin cotton-based clothes, you could wear them all at once. or you could maybe bulk them up a bit with some stuffing in between layers or something like that. Could be a good solution for you. But I'll think about it and get back to you with something a bit more. Jamie says, hi Kenneth. Chris says, yes, this is my favourite show. Emily, 8 Blue loves you, DC. Oh, thanks, Emily. I'm going to give a shout out to 8 Blue later. And I think some other people from 8 Blue maybe have made some comments. Can you sing the happy bit? I don't know the happy bit. Ah, okay. And there's a couple of comments here that I'm going to get back to in a second, in a bit. Peter, hey DC, loving this new format. 2021 is getting better already. What's your favourite dilemma that you have ever solved, Katniss? The hardest and the favourite? I don't know. That is a really good question. What would be my favourite dilemma? Drinking a cup of tea. Just trying to read what my audience is suggesting. I quite liked solving the rocking a neck brace one. That was pretty flamboyant and fun. Taking something that is usually, a neck brace is usually done in skin color to hide away, and then taking that and making it something that is like the most flamboyant part of your outfit. But I don't know if that's the hardest one. I think my studio audience, COVID, yeah, I liked solving the COVID, I had a fashion dilemma of what to wear during COVID. That's one you'll just have to look up on the videos. I don't have any footage of that. I think they're all hard, and I don't want to say that I like them all, but sorry, it's not much of an answer, Katniss. Asha, DC, I want to wear socks as gloves. Well, you should just do that, Asha. I think I say go for it. Wear the socks as gloves. But my fingers don't move. You could add in some fingers there. I've seen some socks that do have fingers or toes. You could wear, I think I saw them in Japan. You could wear some of those socks that have toes, and then I'll have a think about that question too, Asha. And Katniss, I'm going to come up with a better answer to your question. I'm going to come back next week with my favourite fashion dilemma and my hardest one. Whoops. And Asha, I'll have a think about your question too, about the socks as gloves. That's something that maybe we can solve a little bit better. So thanks everyone for joining on the chat. There's some really good fashion dilemmas there, and some interesting questions that I don't know if I really answered very well, but I can have a think about them for next week and come back with an answer for you, maybe something a bit better. So yeah, if you have a fashion dilemma or a fashion something you want me to explore, just let me know in the live chat room, and I'll have a think about it. Get back to you in a week. What's next on the agenda? So I might leave the chat room now. Although Bad Teeth 69 says no phones on set. Thanks, Bad Teeth 69. Yes, I had my phone on the set and the alarm went off. Now I'm going to go to another segment. This segment is called Viewer of the Week. So congratulations to Cesar. Cesar is Viewer of the Week this week. So well done, Cesar. Cesar, I've chosen to be Viewer of the Week because Cesar has asked the most amount of questions, has posed me the most amount of fashion dilemmas out of everyone on the DC Style Files. So well done, Cesar, for asking all those fashion dilemmas. Some of the fashion dilemmas that Cesar has asked include, well, he asked me a question about motorcycle fashion. I took this leather or fake leather jacket and I put some patches on it, and I explained to Cesar how motorcycle patches are the key to motorcycle fashion. So the more patches you have, the better. That's Cesar there. I put some patches on his jacket as well. He had a few that he wanted me to add too. And I think we looked quite nice in our motorcycle jackets. Cesar asked me a question about what type of jewellery to wear in your mid-30s as well. That was another Cesar question. And he asked a question about double denim, and I came up with a few solutions of ways that you can explore double denim. And Cesar also sent me some denim underpants in the mail. So thanks very much, Cesar. It was great to get that present. And for all those reasons, that's why you're the Viewer of the Week. So because Cesar is the Viewer of the Week, if you're the Viewer of the Week, you get a signed photo from me, DC. And I'm just going to move camera 2 over. And let's see if we can go to camera 2. I'll sign this one for Cesar, and he'll get this sent off in the mail. Let's go to this one. Here we go. So Cesar, it's right here. Dear Cesar. And I might say, keep the dilemmas coming. And then I'll do the DC signature, which is some sunglasses and my initials inside of a love heart. So there. Dear Cesar, keep the dilemmas coming. So this one's going to be sent off to Cesar in the mail, in the post. So you can stick that on your fridge, Cesar. Congratulations for being Viewer of the Week.
Woo! Woo!
Well done, Cesar. Well done. Okay, so also let's go back to another screen, and I was contacted by, and if there were a few messages in the chat about this, but I was contacted by Amelie during the week, and she said that her class at school, her Year 9 class, 8 Blue, have been watching the DC Style Files, and they have been enjoying my videos. So, and she asked if I could do a shout out. So thanks so much, 8 Blue, Year 8 or Class 8 Blue. Thanks for supporting the DC Style Files, and thanks for watching. And thanks for contacting me, Emily. And Emily also says that her friend Katie had a birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, Katie. I think it was 14th birthday. Thanks for watching the DC Style Files. Thanks for tuning in, Katie. Hope you had a fun birthday on Saturday. I don't know if 8 Yorks knows how to play Happy Birthday, do you? Um,
The 8 York way?
yeah, in an 8 York way. We'll sing happy birthday. Oh, we'll just play happy birthday. So,
Happy birthday to
Katie. Happy birthday, Katie. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hope you had a great birthday. Happy birthday, Katie, and thanks, Emily, for getting in touch with me, and thanks, Class 8 Blue, for watching the DC style files. And, okay. Thank you. So I'll just quickly jump back into the chat. I think I can see, Cesar has written a message, much obliged. Cesar's very impressed. I'm glad you're here to hear the news, Cesar, that you are viewer of the week. Katniss asks, would you sell your creations? I don't know, Katniss. I tend to keep them around this the DC Star Files HQ so that I can use them in future episodes. And there's some of the Year 8 Blue gang sending messages. And Alana says you should become a singing channel. Thanks, Alana. And what do we got next? So I think that we're really getting to the end of the show. Thanks everyone for joining. So next week on the show, let's go back to here. Next week on the show, it's I've got a fashion dilemma that I'm going to solve. That's a fashion dilemma from Motoko. She's asked me a question about. She asked me. She had some dresses that she bought during COVID, during lockdown, and she bought them online. And because she couldn't try them on, they were the wrong size, and so she left me a few dresses recently, and asked me if I could do something for her to fix them up. So I've done something. I've made a creation for Motoko, and I'm going to. I'll show that on the DCTV next Monday night. That's one thing that you can look forward to next Monday. And yeah, so I've come up with a creation for Motoko. I guess I've got a few fashion dilemmas to work on that have come up in the chat. But if you have a fashion dilemma, get in touch with me, let me know. Even if it's during the week, contact me on YouTube or social media. Just let me know your fashion dilemma and I'll look into it, come up with a solution for you. DCTV is Monday nights, 9 o'clock. Every week, every Monday, 9 o'clock. Is there any other messages in the chat? Asha says you should absolutely take up singing. Thanks, Asha. Thank you very much. So the last thing, because this is the first episode of the DCTV, I thought maybe might be appropriate to open a bottle of Prosecco and share it among the studio audience and with 8 Yorks and with my associate producer who happens to be here. Yeah, so let's see if I can open this up. Thanks everyone for coming tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Whether you did it remotely or whether you came in the studio audience. Studio audience have got a suggestion. Will the theme song be played? Yeah, it's being played right now. The theme song is currently being played by 8 Yorks. Yeah, thank you to 8 Yorks for providing the musical accompaniment. It's, oops. Thank you to the studio audience for coming.
Woo! Woo!
And thank you to my associate producer, who's going to come out, and I'm just going to pour out some quick Prosecco drinks. Thank you to the Formaldehydes for providing the theme tune. And yeah, if you want to come out here, studio audience, come and join, come and be in front of the camera. Yeah, I'll see you next week on DCTV. Oh. Cheers.
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 Woo! To DC.
To DCTV. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. The DC style file.